Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, we're going to do some more Elvis. Been loving the Elvis. It's fun to check out his catalog. You know, I've obviously known Elvis my whole entire life, but there's only certain songs I've heard. Hound Dog and what was that? Suspicious Minds. Those are two pretty big ones that I've heard. And I've heard various other things, but we're going to do something from, looks like it's an RCA Victor Presents Elvis, the original soundtrack album from the Metro Goldwyn Mayer Pictures Spin Out. Never heard of Spin Out. Produced by Joe Pasternak. Yeah, so I have no idea. But this was a recommendation from one of the Elvis fans here on the channel. It's been fun to do some Elvis. So let's get into it and see what we got going on here with the big E.
Janie, 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 Janie.
Ah.
Janie, 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 Janie. Down in the alley, just you and me. We're going bowling till 3:30. Just rocking and reeling, we'll get that feeling down in the alley. Oh, baby G, I plan to now and take you later, 'cause you're a fine, sweet potato. We'll have a ball, and that ain't all, down in the alley, just you and me. The clock is striking a mournful sound. This time of evening, my love comes down. That's when I'm missing your kind of kissing, down in the alley. That's where I'll be. All right.
All right. That's right.
Down in the alley, we sure have fun. We just get started about 1:30. So if you're around, just drop on down, down in the alley, and you will see Janie, 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 Janie. Janie, 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 Janie. Janie, 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 Janie. Janie, 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 Janie.
Well, if there's two things Elvis does great, one, the blues. He does a good job with the blues for sure. He really does, and I think he really respects the blues. He respects the originators of the blues, and also gospel. Is another thing that he just really does well, and they're almost like in conflicting sort of like. Lyrically, they're kind of conflicting, it's funny, but really, really good. That was fun. I'm a real blues fan, and I hadn't always been a blues fan. It wasn't until, I don't know, 9 years ago, I started picked up my bass and started going downtown and playing some sort of just free jams at the local bars. I got really hooked into it for a number of years, and I really started picking up on the blues. And then I started my own blues band. Actually, I had 3 different blues bands going at one time. I was just really, really into it. I was playing bass in a couple of them and playing guitar in another. And really started to learn about the blues after, growing up with blues style songs. You got the Stones, you got the Beatles, you got different blues influenced music throughout my life. But I was never into the deep blues. I didn't know really much about it, but I really started looking into it more. I'm not going to say I studied it, but I did learn a lot over a short amount of time, over like a 5-year period of time, and just really came to appreciate that style of music. Some people don't really get into it, and I understand because I didn't either for a long time, but I really, really like it. And Elvis just does an amazing job with the blues. There's just no denying it. And he really played, I think he pays homage to, like, the background vocals sounded super authentic, and he just does sort of his puts his brand on it. Like it's like his American brand on the blues, just like they did in England, and they brought all that blues with Clapton and the Stones and all that stuff. They just loved it. They couldn't get enough of it, and then they just took it and they reinterpreted it, in a different way. Well, Elvis does the same thing, only he does an American version of that, and he does it just such a good job. Really, really fun to listen to, and his voice is so good. It's just so good. He's got so many ways of singing too. He can really push his voice hard, and I've heard him sing where it's like kind of gravelly and almost like Eddie Vedder-ish. I could have heard him in Pearl Jam, would be great. But then other times he's singing the gospel and he's just singing beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then this was, bluesy, but kind of, a little bit, just a little more for the mainstream. I don't know how popular that movie was. I have no idea if it made any money but I've heard the stories about the Colonel or whatever, just kind of pushing him into that. His career could have gone a different way, but I don't know any of the details about all that. I just heard stories over the years, and I really not enough to be able to repeat them. But I think if you're an Elvis fan, you know more than I do, and you know the stories. But good stuff, really good stuff. I have fun with it, listening to it here on the channel. And you guys some of you guys really like the Elvis stuff. So that's cool, because that just encourages me to do a little bit more and to dive deeper into his catalog and some of the things that he's done in his career. And I know he's done a lot of movies, and a lot of his music comes from music soundtracks, or from movie soundtracks. So that's kind of an interesting thing, All right, well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you would, please, if you like the channel. And please, if you subscribe, feel free to make a recommendation of some music you think I haven't heard before that I might be interested in. You can do that down in the comments. And if you want to help out the channel, monetarily, but you can donate over on Ko-Fi and recommend a song over there, and also join me over on Patreon as well. And there's other ways to help out the channel too in the description if you're so inclined. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and checking out some more Elvis. It's been fun, and looking forward to doing more Elvis too. So let's hang out and do that. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Thank you for your support and being here with me. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.